What's up, everybody? Actually, going to do a little bit of a different thing today. A sort of book review slash my summary of this sweet book by Jocko Willink. Discipline equals freedom. Discipline equals freedom. That is very cool. Very cool. Jocko is a retired Navy SEAL. He does some leadership counseling, I guess, and he has a podcast called the Jocko Podcast. It's fucking legit. He was on Rogan's podcast before. I think he was on Tim Ferriss's too. Man, just another cool dude offering up just immense amounts of value. Just unprecedented. Some of the, he does these, almost like little, I'm not sure, almost poetry in a way, or kind of this, explanations on things he says. I don't know how much I could, legally read on YouTube, so I'm not really going to go into it too much. He actually has on his own YouTube channel, he reads them himself, which is way better. But he has some on one he calls Weakness, and they're set up really cool, like this. Check it out, with these crazy photos in the background of his home gym. But for example, on this one, Weakness, he talks about do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. I am not naturally strong or fast or flexible. I am certainly not the smartest person in the world. I get emotional over stupid things. I eat the wrong foods. He just goes on to talk about that. He says then eventually he says now all that being said, I have a saying. A person's strength is often their biggest weakness, but that weakness can become strength. And he just has these insanely cool it's motivational shit. And then he just has these again cool shit not now, not ever, don't fucking give up. And I'm telling you what, this one's probably the best one, I think, called The Warpath. The Warpath. And in the background is giant bayonets and stuff. Fuck yes. Preparing, sharpening my sword, honing my skill, maintaining the unmitigated daily discipline in all things. Fuck around. And even the book is dope. Even this book looks like I could take it into the fucking gym and just chuck it in the corner. It would be fine. I could use this as a weapon. It's hard as shit. It's made out of this cool material. Look at the back. There is no shortcut. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe it's backwards on YouTube. There is no shortcut. There is no hack. There's only one way. So get after it. Stop fucking around. Get your shit together. I love it. I love it. I love that kind of shit. It's fucking dope. Definitely go ahead and check that book out. Discipline equals freedom. I don't know if he has an audiobook of it, but if he did, that'd be cool if he's reading, because he's cool himself. His voice is crazy. He just gets into it. He's get your fucking shit together. It's dope. I'm jacked up just from reading it. And actually at the back too, he has tons of workouts. If you don't know how to work out or whatever, he goes into in-depth workouts, which is pretty cool. I have a workout program that I use already, but it's still, I still look through it and I was this is dope. And he single-handedly got me much more determined doing heavy stuff, squats and deadlifts. Just for whatever reason, when I was younger, I was so dumb. I didn't even realize how important squats and deadlifts were. But even just listening to Jocko stuff, I've been no, I need to do that. I need to do that hardcore shit. And some of his workouts that he talks about, he's hardcore, man. He's yeah, I go in the gym. He's I'm just doing some light stuff today, but I still do it. If you feel not working out today, go and work out today. Maybe tomorrow take the day off. But not today. We don't give in to weakness. I love that. I'm always saying that. Yo, if you're out and you're trying to meet people and stuff, it's you can leave, but not out of weakness. Something didn't go your way, like interaction went bad, cool. Hang on it. Post up in the pain for a bit. Then you can leave on your own terms. Like, we don't leave out of weakness. We don't react out of fear. I just love the way Jocko talks about that. Like, so he's a boss. He's running it. I've listened to tons of his podcasts, at least like maybe 24 or 3 dozen of his podcasts. I think he has like 100. He has guests on there. And he talks about, like, he goes through old like memoirs of like combat experience of guys, and then he reads through it and like applies it to his philosophies on life and stuff. And he also has another book called, get this, again, his names for stuff are awesome, Extreme Ownership. I actually haven't read that one yet. I'm waiting to read it. I've ordered it. I'm waiting for it to come. But obviously, like, he talks about the principles a lot, like maximum ownership of your own shit, like take control. I'm always saying that, like, all the old experiences you have in your life, like, own it. Like, take control. Yes, that's you. That's part of you. It's my responsibility. I'm going to do it. It's up to me. No one will do it for you. Take responsibility. And I think now, in this fucking world, we need that shit more than ever. Like, no. Stop avoiding responsibility. Like, stop it. And this isn't some big, like it doesn't have to be this, like, major thing. Like, oh, I'm going to take responsibility for, like, changing this law. It doesn't have to always be that. It's just, like, take responsibility for yourself, for your own health, for your own, like, education, for your own, like, relationships. Like, it's up to you. Take responsibility for that for yourself. I'm not saying, like, Jocko invented these concepts, but he's certainly chopping them up in, like, a way that's digestible for you. And it's fucking motivating. In fact, check out his Instagram, because he's constantly putting on, like, pictures of, like, him waking up at, like, 4:30 in the morning. He takes a picture of his watch. It's like 4:30. He's in the gym, like, deadlifting something. I actually, when I finished reading this book, I set my alarm clock back 10 minutes. So I'm just waking up 10 minutes early. Like, I already wake up a good time, but I'm just like, you know what? I can wake up 10 minutes earlier. At least stack that up for a couple weeks, couple months. Maybe I'll crank it back another 10. He's right. Like, why not? Wake up earlier. Fuck it. It's true. Like, I could get something more done. Like, so I'm into it. I love it. I love this type of thing. Like, giving up sugar. He has a part in it about eating and, like, give up sugar. Like, how do you give up sugar? Stop eating sugar. Like, it's simple, but he's right. Like, I love, like, finding other people who are saying the right shit. I mean, they're doing it too, but they're just, like, telling you the right thing. You want to stop being a fucking idiot? Stop being a fucking idiot. You want to start working out? Start working out. It's like, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, or he's not saying it's going to be easy, but in some ways it is simple. Right? You want to stop being fucking 400 pounds? Stop stuffing your face with fucking cheeseburgers all day. Right? You want to improve, like, your relationships and like your social relationships? Stop playing Call of Duty for 10 hours. That might not be easy. That might be painful, but that's okay. Pain is good. Pain is part of the game. That's why we're here. Pain, suffering. Experience that, and it will turn into, like, oh, it's kind of funny. Some things that suck sometimes can be funny. It's fucking hilarious. Like, sometimes, like, imagine you hit your funny bone. Like, it actually hurts. Like, hitting your funny bone sucks. It's painful, but it's funny. It's like, I think he talked about it in part, like, when this might have been on his podcast, when he's, like, training with his buddies at, like, Navy SEAL training. At some points, like, it's hilarious. It's like they're, like, freezing cold in the water, like, lifting up those logs and stuff. They've been awake for, like, weeks on end. It's like you start laughing. So it's like, this is hilarious. Like, you know, it's just part of it. But again, it's cool shit. Like, and yeah, that's the Jocko book. Discipline equals freedom. Get it done. Discipline equals freedom. It's true. It's true shit. Like, I want to see some, like, people posting tattoos, like on Instagram, discipline equals freedom tattoos. I think they're coming. But I think inherently, I've always known that in some way, like, and probably to some degree, like, just my own personality, I tend to take things too far sometimes, so I have been known to be, like, just murderously disciplined about things, and in some ways it can, like, put me off balance, so there always has to be some, like, balance and nuance to things, because you can, I think, become, like, over-regimented and, like, overly, like, no, this is the exact thing, and become inflexible. And I think that can also have a downside, but in order to have that type of problem, that's like what you could call a quality problem. It's like, okay, if you're working out too much and getting injured, that's kind of a good problem to have. Like, all right, we can work with that, right? And, like, I have come into that. So I always try to, like, err on the side of, you know what, I'm just going to ease back on that. Like, a little less heavy is probably good for me. Like, let's just stretch today. Because I do have a tendency to, like, overcompensate. Just be like, fuck this, more weight, yeah. And then I'm, like, injured and hurt, and my body's all fucked up, so. But if you're someone who doesn't know anything, is not working out, and is lazy and stupid, like, yo, pay attention to this, and discipline equals freedom, and regiment your shit. At least for a couple of years or something, and then you can be like, all right, maybe this is too much. Because, like, even Dorian Yates, when he was on Rogan's podcast, obviously Dorian Yates, like Mr. Olympia, like 6 times or something, he was like an absolute, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, like him and Arnold and a couple other guys. He talked about once he started doing yoga and he went to the jungle and drank ayahuasca and, like, totally changed his mindset on things, he got a message of, like, whoa, you're messing your body up, man. Like, the plants told him, like, dude, your body's all jacked up. Like, relax on this. And he said on Rogan's podcast, he's like, I don't even work out anymore. He's like, I don't. Like, I don't even work out. He's like, I'm trying not to. He's like, I just do yoga. I'm yoga every day. And he talked about where he started smoking weed. He's smoking weed, like, every day. It's like, I love it. And they were talking about, him and Rogan were talking about, like, well, some people say it makes you lazy. He's like, yo, this does not make me lazy. He's like, I'm trying to do less. He's like, this is helping me do less. I don't want to do more. Like, I don't need to do more. I already know I can work out fucking hours a day and get jacked and the biggest person in the world. That's not helping me anymore. I'm trying to chill. So that's a little bit of a like an explanation of the other end of things, of how sometimes it is good to hold back on things and to relax. And that's up to you to find out where do you lie within that. But I think that's as Dorian Yates' approach of easing back on things, I think that's less people. Less people are like him, right? Where they've pushed it so hard that it's time to chill back. More people need this book right now, Discipline Equals Freedom. Because it's like so much people have no discipline. And so much people have no ability to maintain some type of regiment and build themselves up and increase their value. So the vast majority, 80% at least, should be reading this book and, like, instituting it. And it's not just this. It's like, yes, read this book, but also read, like, maybe I'll start doing more of these if this is popular, if I get fucking two comments. If I get more than fucking one comment, maybe I'll do some more. Maybe I'll do it anyway. Who knows? Because I'm reading tons of books. I'm always reading books. Like, every morning I'm reading a bit of a book, along with, like, podcasts and lectures and YouTube and shit like that, and try to meet with cool people. But books are cool, you know, so maybe I will do, and plus you can hold them in your physical hand, and they feel good. We all know how much it is good to feel in this day and age, this internet age. So maybe I will do some of my other books, and it's like, yeah, you don't just need to read Jocko and stop there. Like, keep going, man. Read more. Figure it out. And I'll maybe put on some more stuff that I'm reading, too. Maybe I'll just talk a little bit about another book I just read recently, which is The War of Art. That book right there by Steven Pressfield. I actually kind of really absolutely finally read that because Rogan keeps talking about that book on his podcast. He's like, said at one point he bought a stack of them, of these books, and we're just like handing them out to people, being like, yo, read this book. Because, and Stephen Pressfield, I've heard of him a few other places, and I actually read one of his books many years ago. It was about like the Spartans, warriors and stuff, but I didn't know he wrote this other book. It's about kind of self-development. And it's cool, man. He talks about resistance and how whenever you feel that resistance towards something, of like, oh, it's not worth it, what's the point, fuck it all, I don't care, that is your opportunity to lean in, okay, lean in to that edge of resistance and start to bring light to that darkness of resistance. And you know, and part of this is like my own personality, but something I've been able to do a bit is to kind of just latch on to certain beliefs and things, certain ways to look at things, and just click them in and be like, you know what, that's right. That's the right direction. Okay? Because I've realized so clearly in my life that a lot of things are not the right direction and are fucking pointless, and it's just, you're just walking down a fucking you're walking into the desert. There's nothing there. So when I find something that's right, I'm like, fuck this, go. And so this idea of like leaning into the resistance, of like, you know what, in the grand scheme of things, in the universal intelligence, whether in this life or the next, you're doing the right thing, and that's what fucking matters. Okay? If fucking Jocko said it, Rogan said it, this book, The War of Art, said it, it seems to be the case. This is how this world works. Other shit I've been told in my life wasn't right. So I'm looking at it being like, hey, maybe these guys are right. I want to be something like that. So let me fucking lean into the resistance in my life, and let's see what happens. So I've just kept applying that pressure in many ways without any like physical, tangible results, you know? And it can be hard, man. It can be frustrating, and it's very challenging to remain with the faithful, like to remain faithful of it, because you don't see anything at times. But if you read books like this, you keep reinvigorating yourself of like, you know what? Nah, this is right, man. I'm gonna fucking do this. And so in a lot of ways, I've just latched on to that idea of this is the right way, so I'm gonna do it. You know? And I'm just gonna get this water here. This 1.5 liters of water as I stay hydrated. Hydration. So it's true though, like, and I've actually, for me, like, I've leaned in so much to the resistance, and this is, by the way, my lean in fucking hand signal. This one here. This is what I do when I say lean in. I don't know why that is, but it just feels like lean in. This is leaning in. If you see me doing this, it means lean the fuck in. But I leaned in so much that I keep like getting injured. I'm just like, no, more, lean in more, and I break down. So that's part of it too. Part of that. You gotta learn. That's where Dorian Yates comes in, where he's like, yo, ease back, bro. You know. Hydration-y. So, yeah. I'm getting jacked up over here. Getting jacked up on the motivation. Also, one other thing, since I'm already sitting here with the YouTube camera on, making these powerful videos that maybe someone 20 years from now can watch and be like, that dude was smart. Maybe. Send me a paycheck. Hit the like button. The interview with David Goggins. Rogan interviewed David Goggins. Okay? This guy also a retired Navy SEAL. Running marathons and shit. Go watch that fucking podcast episode right away. Or download it on your iPhone. Just abandon whatever you're doing and go watch that right now. Just do it. You're not allowed to not do it. You absolutely have to. For multiple days, after watching that video, it's like a 2-hour interview. After watching that, I was literally just saying the words, David Goggins. I would just say them out loud. I'd be like, fuck this, I'm going to do it. David Goggins. David Goggins did it. I'm going to fucking do it. Like, not that I'm going to go run marathons or be a Navy SEAL. Like, that's not my path. But when I was, like, struggling so much, and I was like, fuck, like, I'm so frustrated, like, shit's not coming together, where the fuck are all the results, like, and I was just like, fuck that. Fuck that. Like, David Goggins did his shit. Like, he fucking did his shit. He changed himself. He became who he wanted to be, and it wasn't easy. And he repeatedly says that. It wasn't easy. It was never easy for him. He's like, I did that. I changed that. I applied myself. I fell. I broke my fucking legs. I was bleeding. I was fucking overweight. I did it. I did it. I did it. You can do it too. And I was just for days at a time being like, I can endure more. I can endure more pain. I can endure more suffering. I can go harder. I can do it. It's possible. David Goggins did it. I want to be more like that. I can do that. I can be more like him. Why can't I? Who said I can't? Like, I can be more like David Goggins. I can do that. It's possible here on planet Earth, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm committed. Game over. Get it the fuck done right now, today, this minute, this fucking moment, this breath. And that kept me going for easily 3 or 4 days. Even still. And someone recently brought it up to me. We're like, oh, did you watch that episode? I was like, fuck yes, do it, go. All over again. I might have to watch it again. I don't know, maybe not. But either way, get it done. Like, just get it the fuck done. Yeah. So that's what's up. That's what's happening. It's my program. Anything else happening? 1 hour meditation? That's been happening. 1 hour of meditation. What? 1 hour of meditation. I've probably done that. It's like multiple months. Multiple months now. I would say probably for, oh my God. Do I dare say at least 65 or 70 days of 1 hour of meditation over the past couple of months. Like, almost every day. There were a couple days that I didn't, because I just felt like it was, look guys, there were some days when I was just like, you know what, today I'm not going to push it. But tomorrow I knew I was going to get right back into it. So I kind of like the gym, where it's like a lot of times I'll take 1 day off at the gym on a week, and then I get right back in and go hard again. So some of the meditation I did like that. I was like, yo, no, it's too much. I'm like damaging my fucking DNA. I'm damaging like the underpinnings of my fucking spirit with this hardcore meditation. But yo, I've been stacking up hours upon hours of meditation these past couple of months. It's like, I don't even see how you can justify not doing it. Like, you don't have an option. For me, anyway, that seems to be the case. Some people might be different. Some people want to do yoga. Some people want to, like, work out real hard. Some people want to run. Like, it's different. People get different approaches to different things, and they get different benefits, you know. But for me, it was like, yo, I can stack up an hour a day on meditation. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. And I've been doing it now for, like I said, 70 days at least out of the past couple months. It's been a lot. I haven't even been counting really, but it's been a lot. And it's obscene, but that's where it's at. Like, fuck it. I've heard of other people. I've listened to a couple podcasts. One dude on Russell Brand's podcast, which is cool, a podcast as well, Under the Skin. I listened to a couple episodes of his. He had a dude on there who was doing 2 hours a day. 1 in the morning, 1 at night. That's fucking crazy. I listened to another podcast called Raw Attraction. It's pretty good. It's on, like, tantric spirituality and, like, stuff like that. Like, relationships. This dude had a guy on there, and his wife was they were teaching, like, tantric workshops. And his wife was cranking out 6 hours a day. It was like her full-time job. She would wake up, make breakfast, boom, crank it in for 6 hours. She was, like, attracting, like, fucking ideas and stuff out of the ether. Yeah, it's crazy. So the meditation, it's been hardcore. those are some of my big like items like that I've been stacking up each day for the past couple months. Mind Mind you, I'm also I'm stacking up the 1 hour meditation, the mounds of greens, spinach, kale, cucumber, celery, avocado on a wrap, just roll it up, eat it. So handfuls, lots of greens. The water, 1.5 liters of water, sometimes chaga, sometimes I go with the chaga tea, 1.5 liters of chaga tea. A little bit of reading in the morning, like a chapter of a book, and then often a little bit of journaling. So that's like, and then usually I'll do like at least like half hour, an hour of like YouTube lectures or whatever. And then I'll slide in some podcasts too. Usually if I'm at the gym or driving or walking or in the grocery store, I'm just listening. So that's my program that I get on right now. I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm not saying there's a big paycheck in it right now. There really isn't, but it seems to be the right thing to do. And I think eventually, with some more like practicalities, it could pay off in some way. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm investing in. That's how my investments go. So that's the name of the game. That's the life as I see it right now in March in Canada as it snows outside. It's snowing. Okay, everybody. Thanks for checking this out. Feel free to like and subscribe. Definitely leave a comment so that I know that there's more people out there than just me commenting on things on YouTube. Okay. And until next time, as always, peace out.